Hello and welcome to this special edition of the Angus Report. I'm Crystal Albers. This week we focus on establishing a quality cattle herd, and that's certainly the focus for my guests today. This Missouri group has spent the last decade working to achieve that quality target with straight-bred Angus cattle. Mike, let's start with you. You've been in the cattle business your entire life, and you've made a living out of building a quality Angus herd with straight-bred Angus genetics. Tell producers a little bit about your program.
Well, we've been dedicated to that AIing and production records for the last 38 years, and that's just been a focus. I guess I'm a little fanatical about some records sometimes, but we see the ability to do that with those cattle from a standpoint of cattle that'll function in a grass operation and go all the way through from a quality standpoint. So that's been our focus, to be able to have a reproductively sound, good herd in the grass operation and produce a high quality product. So.
And you mentioned extensive record keeping. Why did you choose to go the straight-bred Angus route?
Well, as we progressed through, we've been basically taking carcass data for almost 25 years now. As we progressed through and wanted to continue to make a more of an improvement in those cattle and stack those genetics, that was the place we could go to get the genetics we needed to reach that product. Plus the certified Angus beef aspect of it. You know, without that, we're leaving money on the table, and it's an industry where I really don't want to leave money on the table.
That's something that, Dave, you've helped develop the Show-Me-Select Heifer Development Program, and helping producers capture that added value, producers like Mike who are focused on quality. Tell us a little bit about the program itself, the Show-Me-Select program.
The idea behind the program is more or less focused at an improvement in terms of what occurs early on in a heifer's life that's going to set her up for longer-term reproductive success. And so relative to that, the considerations that support that process pertain to the health platforms that are placed under the heifers, the nutritional development of those heifers, pre-breeding evaluation of the heifers going into the first breeding season. And as a result of that, what we've seen is a significant increase in the use of synchronization and AI programs. And the outcome related to that is increased value of those heifers, that are marketed through the program. And so what we've seen in terms of the program's growth is, since it began, we've now had over 700 farms participate in the program statewide, over 100,000 heifers enrolled, and we've sold roughly 25,000 heifers through the program.
How have you been able to build quality within your herd? Because you, as you mentioned at a previous meeting, your certified Angus beef qualified cattle are continually improving. You're continually improving your carcass merit as well as the heifer side of things. And so how have you been able to do that the past few years?
Well, the fixed time AI protocols have been a tremendous boon. We've AI'd for years, but the ability to get a large number of cattle bred in a short period of time to high accuracy bulls has certainly moved us tremendously forward in that generation, and it shortened that time to get to those cattle and given us the ability to stack generations. And also probably the heifer program, tying that together, gives us the ability to keep those cattle in the program in our operation a much larger time by doing a better job up front. And as we put those better females in, we can make more improvement. It's very difficult and expensive to put a female back into your herd. So when you do, with the ability to put in highly proven heifers developed correctly, we know the ones we're putting in are going to move us forward and stay there for a long time and help us continue to do that.
Okay, and Dave, he mentioned the fixed time AI, and that's something that your team has helped develop in your shop.
One of the outcomes from that work was producers very quickly understood the scheduling aspect of timed AI and implementation and use of those protocols. What was interesting when we met with those producer groups, in some cases, producers that were involved in those programs had used artificial insemination in the past. Some were first-timers. What was a real eye-opening experience for us was when we came to the point where, in the discussion where we asked what bulls they would consider using in those programs, there was some disappointment on our part from the standpoint of what we heard from those folks, and it was more or less focused on unproven genetics. And so what we did was to more or less put the two concepts together, timed AI with high accuracy genetics, So you put the two together, and at the end of the day, you have a great opportunity with technology that's more or less sitting on the shelf to really make pretty significant strides in, building equity in your cow herd and adding value to the steers you produce and market.
Adding value and capturing premiums too,
Right,
I'm sure.
right.
So, and that's something that we'll continue to discuss when we return in just a moment.
When it comes to buying or selling top quality Angus cattle, experience matters. Visit cotton-associates.com. That's cotton-associates.com to learn about our fall Angus sales. And join us for our upcoming sales at the Deer Valley Female Sale November 10th, the Riverbend Ranch Fall Bull Sale November 17th, and Dalton's on the Sycamore Bull Sale November 30th. And for the Hudson Pines Production Sale now on November 11th in Campbellsburg, Kentucky. Working together, succeeding together. That's Cotton & Associates.